get that? Whoever was here has it on a magnification of 100. Yeah, how big it is.
I would think everyone would have it.
It looks like that. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for your patience. Growing pains.
You can't see that.
Go back. Just that other one. Thanks for the. But I got it in the original agenda was moved it to this. So much easier to write
Well,
down.
you know, I think I might close, I'd like to see the picture up and do my agenda.
Oh, that picture up there?
Yeah,
We ready?
because I made my hard copy anyway.
Oh, why not?
Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming out. A notice of this meeting has been posted in according to the laws of the great state of Texas. We have a quorum present. All trustees are here. We have Ms. Thompson and Ms. Wheeler joining us virtually. So if everyone would stand and we'll do our pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Who's doing our prayer tonight? Is it you, Dr. Jackson? Well, you do such a good job, don't you?
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for a successful first day of in-person learning. We thank you for the students and parents at home continuing with virtual learning. We thank you for all the teachers, principals, and support staff that it takes to make our school district run so smoothly. We look forward to the day when we can all be back safely together. We thank you for the Board of Trustees, whom you have given the authority and power to make wise decisions for our future prosperity of the school district. We ask that you would protect us from the work of COVID-19 and keep us safe and healthy as we work to do your will. In your name we pray.
Amen. And that's why I asked you to do that. Okay. I think I failed to thank anyone that was joining us out there in virtual land, so we appreciate you joining us. Okay, so we will go right into board recognitions. I think we have Mr. Grammer.
You're allowed to remove this when you speak.
Please take it off.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, good evening. Thank you for letting me be here tonight. This is one of the really fun things I get to do every year. And so if you remember last year about this time, we came in and we had about 35, I believe, AP scholars, and our goal was to increase that number. And I'm happy to report that this year we have 46 AP scholars, and we have 6 scholars, AP scholars with distinction, up from 1 last year. So we're super. So what I wanted to do is just quickly, and hopefully you'll get to where you know I don't have to do this anymore. You know exactly what AP Scholar means because we're going to do it so much that you'll be used to it. But I do want to talk to you a little bit about what AP Scholar means, and then I want to introduce you to our 46 recipients. So first, there are four levels of AP Scholar that our students are level 4, and AP Seminar and Research Certificate. So there's AP Scholar with Honor, AP Scholar with Distinction, National AP Scholar, and AP Seminar and Research Certificate. Now, if you'll notice that National AP Scholar has an asterisk beside it, the College Board has announced that this is last year was the last year that they'll be giving that award. Their argument is that you have to get 3 or better on 8 different tests, and they felt like students were taking too many tests to achieve that, and so they wanted to back off a little bit on the demands of students, and so they're no longer going to offer that option for students. So first is the AP Scholar. That's granted to students who receive scores of 3 or higher on 3 or more AP exams. 3 is the general measure that they've completed college level work. AP Scholar with Honor is granted to students who receive an average of score of at least 3.25 on all AP exams taken and scores of 3 or higher on 4 or more of these exams. And then you have the AP Scholar with Distinction, which is granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.5 on all AP exams taken and scores of 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. And then just to note, the National AP Scholar is granted to students who receive an average score of at least 4 on all AP exams and scores of 4 or higher on 8 or more of these exams. And then we have our AP Seminar and Research Certificate. So if you're not familiar with this, we offer a course called AP Seminar and one called AP Research. And these courses basically have students writing a college level paper in class where they're doing, it's like a mini thesis, basically, mini dissertation, and our students do an outstanding job with that, and they get recognized, they get a special graduation honor when they do that, and so it's really a great program, and if you ever get a chance to see some of these presentations, maybe we can share some of those with you, but our students do it's amazing what they do and what they come up with. So some of the topics are way over my head. It's really, really, really fun to watch. Okay, so let's start with our AP Scholars. First is Timothy Copeland. He is a junior, so he's returning this year. Or he was a junior last year. He's a senior this year, and so he'll be testing for us again. Anthony Zambrano, also a senior this year. Tristan Bland. Matthew Castro. Courtney Davis. Alexia Dio. I think we know this one. Charles C. Hall. Dylan Harrison. Chloe Lau. Oscar Lopez. Manuel Lul. Stephen Ariano. Laken Osmus. Melissa Perez. Travis Rouse. Riley Sandel. Elian Torres. Anthony Zapata. Haley Bland. Luke Bariski. Blake Kristen. Braden Kristen. Zachary Daleheimer. Tiffany Goldstein. Stephen Huey. Carly Maxwell. Victoria Sommer. Marissa Stevens. Ashley Uloa. Virginia Uloa. And our last AP Scholar is Kyle Willis. Next, we have our AP Scholars with Honor. Alyssa Powell. Fernando Rodriguez. and Annika Villalobos. And then we have our AP Scholars with Distinction, Charles Hines, Matthew McFarland, Lily Wynn, Anthony Sommer, Claudia Rodriguez, and Mia Verm. And then finally, our students who earned the AP Seminar and Research Certificate, Mark Bartholomew, and you'll notice these are all seniors because those courses are only open to seniors. Tiffany Goldstein, Carly Maxwell, Marissa Stevens, Virginia Ulloa, and Mia Verm. And the good news is a large number of these students were juniors last year, so they're going to be testing again this year. And again, we will push our students to continue to challenge these tests and continue to score well. And it's really a credit to our teachers and our students how they're doing on these tests. And we want to continue to grow that group of AP scholars, and hopefully we'll bring in more next year. And next board meeting, we'll give them some more good news we're going to share with you. So thanks again, and congratulations to all our scholars.
Thank you, Carlin.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move to board public comments. The board will now hear those who wish to make comments and who have completed and returned the public comment participation request. This section will be conducted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act and board policy. Complaints and concerns for which other resolution channels are provided shall be directed through those channels. Ms. Oliveris, did we have any? And Mr. Slate told me there was nothing in the box, correct? Okay, thank you. So we'll move to superintendent's reports. Dr. Jackson.
So thank you. And congratulations again, Mr. Grammer, and to those wonderful students of LaPorte High School. Give them another hand, please. Mr. President, distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, today is certainly a great day to be a Bulldog. Yes, sir. And I'm certainly glad those students weren't applying for the superintendent job last spring. Because I wouldn't be here. Some smart kids, and we're very proud of them. Today marks a 6-month hiatus from face-to-face learning for our students, and our teachers and principals and support staff were very happy today to welcome nearly half of our 7,200 student population back to in-class learning. We have been planning and reinventing the way that we offer instruction to our students since our schools were ordered to shut down last March. And with all of the research and planning and surveys, we believe we have reached a point where we can safely educate our students in an in-person learning environment. And we certainly had a wonderful day today. Today I had the privilege to visit all 13 of our campuses, and I must say that I'm deeply humbled and impressed at our principals, teachers, and support staff for the way they handled today's welcome reception of our students. While visiting each of the 13 campuses, I saw bright-eyed students walk into buildings with the joyous anticipation of seeing their friends. Many of them haven't laid eyes on each other in person for nearly 6 months. That's hard to believe. I witnessed teachers scurrying along to teach the safety routines of social distancing, the proper way to exit for lunch and restroom breaks, and simply how to interact in school while living through a global pandemic. In short, Board, I submit to you that the state of our school district and its instructional programs is very strong, viable, and well prepared to support the differentiated learning needs of our many, many students. In addition to these many students I had the opportunity to meet today, I was equally pleased and impressed with the manner in which our teachers handled their virtual classrooms. We need to remember, not only are teachers working with the kids in the classrooms, they're working with a virtual group. I certainly believe that everyone will join me in congratulating and thanking publicly our teachers, principals, and support staff for their outstanding job that they have done to make an abnormal situation seem normal. We truly have the best and brightest teachers in the state of Texas, and I'm certainly humbled and honored to be a member of this outstanding school district. Given the great start today, I strongly believe we will have a successful school year. And those are my comments from my personal update to the board. I'd like to take this opportunity as well, Mr. President and members of the board, to introduce for the first time publicly our new Director of Communications and Community Relations, Mr. Adam Holland. Let's give him a hand. Mr. Adam J. Holland most recently served as LaPorte ISD's interim communications director after working almost 5 years as the district's webmaster. He has served in public education for more than 10 years, coming to LaPorte ISD from Longview ISD, where he was the media and community relations coordinator. In Longview, he served as the district spokesman in a one-person communications department. You're moving on up like the Jeffersons, man. Prior to his work in the education sector, Adam was an award-winning broadcast and newspaper reporter in New Jersey and in Texas. He is a member of the Texas School PR Association, where he currently serves on the organization's inaugural magazine committee, the Public Relations Society of America, and the Education Writers Association. Perhaps his most prized membership is the National Eagle Scout Association. Adam holds a Bachelor of Arts degree from Lamar University and a Master of Science in Communications from Purdue University, where he also earned a graduate certificate in Strategic Communications. We're very happy to formally introduce Mr. Holland as the new Director of Communications and Community Relations for LaPorte ISD. Once again, please join me in congratulating him as he begins serving in his new role.
Look like dead man walking.
Well, I feel like dead man walking, and I'm going to explain this with a slideshow. First of all, thank you for those kind words and applause. There we go. The name of this, is it up yet? No. There we go. This is called Back to School Part 2 because it's Back to School Part 2. And before I get going, and I'm going to talk about a few of these photos. Most of them speak for themselves. I learned something today about our superintendent that I'm not sure that anybody else in this room knows, but it was sort of like baptism by fire. This man eats his Wheaties. We started at the crack of dawn. We go to 13 campuses. By the 5th campus, I was tired. I said, Doc, you got to slow down. I can't keep up. He said, Adam, this is the 3rd time I've done this since I've been here. Have you never done this? No, sir. So in a little more than 5 years here, I've never had the pleasure of doing that. Doc has already done it 3 times. I'm buying new sneakers. Thank you, sir. We started out, and I'm going to actually give this to you in the order, just a few pictures from each campus. Okay. September 8th was a great day to be a Bulldog. We started out at LaPorte High School, where Tuffy was appropriately following COVID-19 guidelines, as was everyone else. We greeted some students up front and then kind of made our way through the hallways, me following behind with the camera. There are a few of the students. You'll notice if you've ever received the emails from Dr. Jackson, he tends to end his emails with, "in your service." And it's in more ways than one, as I learned today as well. You can see that he's holding the door for students coming in the building. That's also at LaPorte High School. Then we headed over to the Academy of Viola DeWalt High School. You can see a couple of front office pictures there. We headed over to the cafeteria and then over to the library, where you can see Dr. Jackson greeting a student. Things started to get real. We had a little bit of a rest between the academy and Jenny Reed, but you can see the trio of fist bumpers there at Jenny Reed, outside, Mr. Burke, et al. We made a quick stop in the cafeteria where Dr. Jackson did some socially distant, appropriate greetings. made our way to the front office. He could have gone in the side door because he is superintendent, but he wanted to walk around and go in the front door, and we were greeted, and we walked around a little bit. On the way out, this was one of my favorite pictures of the day. If I am correct, she was pre-K, and they were waiting out in the vestibule because there are only so many people allowed in the office at a time. But this was about the time this photo was taken, and we were headed back to Doc's car. We headed over to James H. Baker 6th grade campus, and you saw this dark cloud on the horizon. I mean, it was a monster, Weather Channel worthy. So he's had his Wheaties, he's fine, he is. So he's welcoming students off the bus, and I go back to the in-your service. Okay, this young man lugs in computer paper, tissues, Lysol. I mean, the bag weighed.
A year's supply.
Yes, he's got this Walmart bag, and you can see they're trying to help him get to where he needs to be. And so Doc takes the bag and says, "Let me help you." Well, he took advantage of that. So I had run down the hall a little bit. Dr. Jackson continues and then this is funny. This young man let Doc just go on ahead, and he's of course doing his thing. But finally, we make it to the class where Dr. Jackson drops off the supplies. From Baker, we went to Heritage, where the signs are just unbelievable. And so we had to get a picture in front of the sign with the boss of the campus. And then we headed over to the gym where the littles were coming in, and it was so much fun. And now, this young lady, if I remember right, she was happy-go-lucky. There was another one that I think she was kind of tearing up a little bit, and Dr. Jackson comforted her, but everyone else working there was doing the same thing. I mean, they all seemed so happy. I think she may have been a little nervous, maybe first time ever at school. Okay, so now this dark cloud, we're walking out to the parking lot at Heritage. This dark cloud is closer. It's like blocking the sun. So we're at College Park. You can see the students are socially distanced. Dr. Jackson, he just walks along. He's talking to them there. This is not video, but I assure you he's talking to them, welcoming them back. And then there's more littles. You got to love the littles. So we head over then to Lomax Junior High School. And students were in class. There were a couple of students coming in, so I didn't get a lot of student shots. But back to the Wheaties, Dr. Jackson wanted to go upstairs. Like, Doc, there's nothing up there. We don't need to go. Come on. So this is actually upstairs, and you can see the fist bump there. And Doc is doing a little bit of hall duty with other staff members and administrators. And by then, we're headed out to the parking lot. The raindrops start coming down. We make it to Lomax Elementary School, which is, as you know, right down the street. As we're getting out of the car, this dark cloud is now on top of us. Lightning's popping. Doc takes off in a sprint. Well, I don't run. Maybe I should, but he was kind enough, though, to take the camera bag. He didn't want it to get wet. So we made our way through the campus, and actually, this was in this instance, and we visited so many classrooms. Doc, I don't know if you remember this, but there were classes going on. We didn't want to interrupt. We just kind of look in and keep on going. Well, they spotted us. They wanted Dr. Jackson to come in the classroom, so it was a happening. It was a lot of fun greeting the children. We then head to Rizzuto. We're both soaked. We kind of hung out in the cafeteria for a little bit. It's like, this is not going anywhere. We got to go. So we make it to Rizzuto, and again, I have lowered the resolution of these photos just so that you couldn't see all the rain. But you can see wrinkles, and this is definitely going to the cleaner because of the wrinkles. But Rizzuto, again, socially distanced kids, really happy to see us. Teachers, happy to see, well, not me, but Dr. Jackson. Everybody was just in such high spirit. It was like they'd seen long-lost friends, and I guess it's because they really did. But you can see here's one where Dr. Jackson just popped his head in the classroom and repeated time after time at these campuses scenes just like this. And this is another little, I had to include this one. So by then, I'm ready to take a long break, but Dr. Jackson was behind the wheel and he calls the shots. So we made our way to LaPorte Junior High School, where they were in class as well. You can see that photo with Mr. Brooks. Mr. Brooks, like everyone else, had really just great reports. How's it going? What's going on? Oh, it's fabulous. Couldn't be better. And you could tell. We stopped by the orchestra room, and I don't know if they didn't have their instruments out yet or whatever, or it was at the end of class. But we talked a little bit about playing the bass and the violin and that sort of thing. And these youngsters were also extremely happy to be back. Then it's to LaPorte Elementary, where they also do a great job with signs. And so we had to get a picture in front of that sign. And then we headed over, I believe it was to the 4th grade pod. And again, they were happy to be there, happy to be greeted. And it was a few more classrooms, but I was told to keep this slideshow to like 13 photos, and I broke the rules at 36, really times 3. So, or 2, anyway, let me move on. Bayshore Elementary School was our next stop, and we went into the cafeteria, another little, and they were all socially distanced and eating. You can see in the next photo, Dr. Jackson keeping his distance, greeting the children. It was really, really sweet. And I think these were pre-K, K. Okay. Move ahead here. More social distancing. And it was just a lot of fun. We made our way finally to DAEP, and it was, they were mostly virtual, I think, but we wanted to just stop in and say hello, and they were all smiles as well and happy to be there. And again, Dr. Jackson, my feet are so sore. And but it was a real thrill to see that. 3 times he's done it since he's been here. I guess I need to start eating my Wheaties too. And that's it, y'all. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Al.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Okay.
Very nice.
Thanks, Al. Congratulations.
Thank you. Do I just close this or?
Good job. Okay, so we will now move to item 8, public hearing on the amendment number 1 to agreement for limitation on appraised value between the district and Celanese Limited, Texas Comptroller application number 1382 pursuant to chapter 313 of the Texas Tax Code. And I don't believe we have anyone here from Celanese, do we? No. So we're going to hear from Ms. Cumby?
Yes.
Please.
Celanese has encountered a delay in its construction schedule and asked to amend the timeline in the agreement based on the old project timelines to match its new construction timeline for the project and allow them to maximize tax savings. So this is an amendment in order to allow them more construction time. So the amount of the district's supplemental payments is tied to Celanese tax savings. Amending the agreement is a benefit to the district as well. The project is delayed several years, and the limitation period will now begin in tax year 2024. But Celanese will pay full taxes on the actual value until then. And the limitation period will now end in tax year 2033, and the final termination date of the agreement will change to 12/31/38. These dates are set out in the exhibit to the amendment. And really, that's the only thing that changed. The money and all that stuff didn't change.
We'll open it up for comments or questions from anyone out in the audience. Anyone have anything? Don't everybody jump up at once. I guess we don't. Board? All right, good. So I guess we opened and closed it, public hearing at 6:35 and 6:37. Ms. Rogerson. Is that good? Thank you. All right, so with that said, we'll move to item number 9, consent agenda. Item B, approve board meeting minutes, regular board meeting minutes on August 11th, 2020. Item C, we'll receive principal reports for, go ahead and read all these. Early Childhood Center, Bayshore Elementary, College Park Elementary, Heritage Elementary, Jenny Reed Elementary, LaPorte Elementary, Leo A. Rizzuto Elementary, Lomax Elementary, James H. Baker 6th grade campus, LaPorte Junior High, Lomax Junior High, LaPorte High School, LaPorte ISD Academy of Viola DeWalt High School, and LaPorte ISD DAEP. Item D, receive financial reports for August 2020. Item E, approve budget amendment. Item F, receive human resources report. Item G, approve employment of professional staff.
Request to pull.
Okay. Item H, approve contract for special education non-public school services. Item I, approve first reading of TASB policy update 115 affecting local policies BF local, DED local, DIA local, DMD local, EI local, FB local, FD local, FEB local, FFG local, FFH local, FMF local, FNG local, and GF local. Item J, approve LaPorte ISD asynchronous learning plan.
Request to pull.
Item K, approve TEA start of school transition extension waiver.
Request to pull.
Item L, approve purchase of Microsoft software licensing for students and staff. Item M, approve purchase of vehicles for maintenance and agricultural departments. Item N, approve 2020 tax roll totals pursuant to the Texas Property Tax Code. Item O, adopt a resolution number 2020-13 providing compensation for staff during the closure related to Hurricane Laura for the period of noon on August 25, 2020 through August 27, 2020. We are going to move item P down to action items. Item Q, adopt a resolution number 2020-15 to declare extracurricular status of 4-H and appointment of Harris County Extension agents as adjunct faculty for purpose of supervising LPISD students participating in designated 4-H activities. Mr. Slate, can you read those back, please?
Consent items B, C, D, E, F, H, I, L, M, N, O, Q.
Thank you, sir. Board, I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Green and Ms. Rogerson. Let's vote. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Ms. Wheeler. Ms. Thompson?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Yonda, you?
Yes.
Yes, okay. It's unanimous.
Mine came on, right? Mine came on, yeah.
Mine came on.
Yeah, mine came on.
They're lying.
Yeah, they're on.
Okay, let's just do verbal then,
Okay.
because Candace just chewed me out, so
Mine
don't want
came
that
on.
to happen again. That was fun. Okay, so, Miss Wheeler? Miss Wheeler?
Yes.
Miss Thompson? Miss Thompson, are you with us? Uh-oh. Miss Green?
Yes.
Miss Rogerson?
Yes.
Mr. Slade? Yes. Mr. Yonda?
Yes.
I vote yes. Let's see. Ms. Thompson, can you hear us? I think we just had her.
Yeah, I thought we did.
Yes.
Was that her?
Yeah, I just heard her.
Okay, that was a yes, okay. Okay. Are we straight now, Miss Oliveris? Thank God.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so that will take us to item G.
Sir.
Item G, approve employment of professional staff.
So moved.
Who made the motion? Okay, Mr. Yonda?
Second.
Miss Green?
I pulled this, I just have one comment. Adam, I know you had some big shoes to fill following Terry Cook's retirement, and I think you performed the task well and admirably, and I'll thank you for all the things you've done, putting all those lesson plans back when COVID first started, getting on the website, and putting all the information together for our community, and continue to do, and I appreciate it, and like I said to your predecessor, thank you for helping to memorialize our students and staff's achievements, and I appreciate it. And we're seeing the video clips with Dr. Jackson and yourself. I think y'all make a great team. I see great things ahead for both of y'all. So that's all I have. Thank you.
But she couldn't hear him.
You couldn't hear anything he said, Miss Wheeler? He was speaking on Adam's new position. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll go ahead and call for a vote. Miss Wheeler? Yes. Yes. Miss Thompson?
Yes.
All right. Miss Green?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Slade? Yes. Mr. Yonda?
Yes.
Yes for me. Okay. Thank you, Board. So let's move to item J, approval of Port ISD asynchronous learning plan. Motion?
So moved.
Ms. Green?
Second.
Who's second?
Young.
Mr. Yonda? Thank you. Discussion?
Actually, I just had another comment. I wanted to, you don't have to get up for this. I wanted to thank the district and the campus administration, because I know y'all spent pretty much your whole summer vacation working on these plans. And I appreciate it. I mean, just going through and having to put out these plans with little to no guidance from the state, and then communicating it all to your staff at the campus level, and then going through every single detail with regards to the start of school and the way it's has panned out. It's been admirably, and I appreciate all y'all's hard work in getting that taken care of, because I know that was a Herculean task in and of itself, and so I just wanted to give this opportunity to thank y'all for that and appreciate it. So that's all I have.
Anyone else? All right, we'll call for the vote. Miss Wheeler? Miss Wheeler, can you hear me? Miss Thompson?
Yes.
Miss Green?
Yes.
Miss Rogerson?
Yes.
Mr. Slade? Yes. Mr. Yonda?
Yes.
Miss Wheeler, can you hear me? Yes. Okay, is that a yes vote? Yes. Thank you, thank you, and yes for myself. Thank you. We will move to K. Approve TA start of school transition extension waiver. Motion?
So moved.
Ms. Green?
Second.
Ms. Thompson? Discussion?
I pulled this one. I had a question. So I just want to make sure it's clear. I know the TA had given initially 4 weeks and then a 4-week extension for a total of 8 weeks. We only used 3.
Correct.
Do we have 5 in our pocket? Since we're going back face to face as of today, if something happens later on in the school year that we need to use it, we have 5 in our pocket?
You're correct.
Okay, that's all I have. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? That's it? Okay, Ms. Wheeler, yes or no? Yes. There you go. Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Rogerson?
Yes.
Mr. Slate?
Yes.
Mr. Yonda?
Yes.
And yes from me. Okay, thanks, Board. Okay, so now we will move to action item A.
No,
We
P.
get a little music playing while we do that one, don't we?
Wait, P. We gotta do P.
Oh, no, we moved P down to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we can do it next if y'all want to do it next, but I had it below item A. Approve amendment number 1 to agreement for limitation on appraised value between the district and Celanese Limited as presented, thereby modifying the agreement for limitation on appraised value dated November 19, 2019, and authorize the board president or other available board officer to execute the amendment number 1 on behalf of the district and to take such other action as may be required under Chapter 313 of the Texas Tax Code or the comptroller's related rules.
So moved.
Ms. Thompson?
Second.
Ms. Rogerson? Is there any more discussion, board? Okay. Call for the vote. Ms. Wheeler?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Rogerson?
Yes.
Senor Slate?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Yonda?
Yes.
And a yes for me. Thanks, board. Now we'll move back to item P that we moved down under action and discussion item. So adopt a resolution number 2020-14 for the 2020 property tax rate of $1.2697 per 100 of assessed valuation.
So moved.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to request that we move this item, rather than having two separate items to adopt the resolution, that we go ahead and take action and change that motion to move that the board recognize ongoing financial impacts occasioned by Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Laura, which have necessitated an increased expenditure of money to respond to the disasters, and in light of the ongoing disaster declarations issued by Governor Abbott due to Hurricane Harvey, including the one on August 8, 2020, and the disaster declaration issued by Governor Abbott due to Hurricane Laura on August 26, 2020. An election is not required under Texas Tax Code 26.08A to approve the tax rate adopted by the governing body for the year following the year in which the disaster occurs. I further move that resolution number 2020-14, adopting a tax rate of $1.0397 for maintenance and operations and 23 cents for debt service be approved.
So moved or accept the amendment?
Thank you, Mr. Yonda.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Green. And Ms. Rogerson seconded?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Is there a discussion, board? Before we vote, Dr. Jackson, could you explain to everyone the importance of this this amendment?
It's a decrease in our tax rate, and so to taxpayers, it should be something that we are very excited about. Anytime that a fiduciary board of this nature can make a decision to decrease our taxes, normally we're coming in asking for more. And so I think this is a great day for this board and for this community to be able to do that. And I think our taxpayers will feel that at some point in their pocketbooks. And so 1 penny it's significant. And so that's what this is all about.
Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Point of order, Mr. President.
Yes, sir?
I don't know, did you hear me? 'Cause I had moved and then Ms. Green had made the motion, so I accepted the amendment.
I
to the
did hear
motion.
you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Ms. Thompson, Ms. Wheeler?
Ms. Gormley,
Nope,
would you like to
it's a
add
great
anything to
day
that?
when we can reduce the tax rate. That's awesome.
Thank you, ma'am.
I was saying, Ms. Comey, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, this will include a golden penny.
Yes. Yes, certainly shall.
Very good.
It's an important golden penny, correct?
For the future of our district and, again, our taxpayers. And the students of this
A
one.
forever golden penny.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so we will call for the most important vote. Ms. Wheeler?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Wholeheartedly, yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Rogerson?
Yes.
Mr. Slate? Yes, sir. Mr. Yonda?
And emphatically, undeniably, yes.
We'll take that. And I vote yes also. Great. I appreciate that, board.
Thank you, Board.
And I know the citizens of LaPorte will appreciate that as well. And I believe that takes us to the all-important adjournment. Thank you for everything you people doing. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you all.
Thank you.
6:53.
That's not me. Kenneth does that.